Hi, I'm Samuel Gebru here. This is the Treme Brass Band. View them, wonderful music.
This is a city that was not supposed to make it back. A city that many were questioning, why should we rebuild New Orleans? But this is a city that has soul. It's the birthplace of jazz. It's the home of Louis Armstrong, of Fats Domino, Al Hirts, Irma Thomas, and for you hip-hop fans, Lil Wayne and Cash Money Records. It's also the home of Mardi Gras, of Jazz Fest, of Bayou Classic.
For the orientation from 11:30 to 1 o'clock. And so we'll have lunch today in this room. Lunch is in the back, and after a few front-end discussions and set up by our youth leaders, then we'll have...
To feed the people. So this is a free Feed the People event, and these folks are in line to get a meal.
My name is Vincent Lustre. I'm the Executive Director of Tulane Center for Public Service. On behalf of Tulane, I'd like to welcome you to Tulane University.
I teach a freshman class in the business school, and I recruit students. So, what do I do? There has never been a more exciting time to be a student at Tulane than right now.
The Ninth Ward was probably the most talked about area of New Orleans after Katrina. It is an old area of town, and many generations of families lived here. It is primarily low income, however, there are some middle class areas. As we drive through the upper ninth, you will see some signs of Habitat for Humanity.
Well, beginning in the 40s, this was largely middle class African American. It had gone through several growth periods and had hit some hard times. There was a lot of Section 8 housing by the time of Katrina in this area.
Well, when you look at this fence here, it says that the government has taken and placed a fence around it. And the fence can mean two things. It could mean that they're not going to do any repairs, and then they want to keep the people out of it, you know. So, you know, that's what you might interpret there, that they're not trying to help the people. And then when you look behind you, all of these posts, those are light posts that before the storm, the lights was on here. And as you can see, nothing. You see the construct was going down, and then all of a sudden they freeze it, you know. So somebody says we're not going to invest any more money, and so they do that. That was part of the new construct that they were doing, and you know, so much stuff stopped. I mean, we had to recognize that so much stuff stopped, you know, and then yeah, for a minute, you know, and so it's all of this kind of stuff that. We really have to look on. Now we're going to go to another area.
Now imagine all of this is a bunch of homes.
Yeah, people lived here. People lived here.
Do they own or they rent them?
Well, you know,
for the most part.
For the most part, people own their own homes.
That's what I know.
Down in this area, people own their own homes.
I think that you know.
And one of the things that happen with people who own their own home, they also rent it to somebody like me, you know, and so renting to me, I may have lived in this house for 30, 40 years, never with the intent to move. So when the government began to tally up stuff, all I could say is I'm a tenant, but actually a homeowner, because the person that you rented from never went up on the rent. You was responsible for your house. You did the repairs and you did everything, and it was an agreement, you know. So you had a lifetime house, you know. A guy, if there was somebody there doing that work there, then probably would be someone worthy to speak with, because their attitude is about repairing their home. I don't know about, you know, people just walking the streets.